Then begin the prayer and we'll start it. ओमज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनं शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुहं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितान्। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधाकांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम। So I was thinking of sharing many things about this verse, the previous one, 3.37, because the whole section from 35 onwards, where Arjuna starts inquiring about which one is the propelling factor or which impels the individual to indulge himself in sinful activities, what is the reason behind this. From that point onwards up to 43 point verse, Krishna has described or explained this secret behind this, how lust and anger controls the human being, and the human being becomes puppets in the hands of lust and anger, and he acts according to its dictation. So there are many materials here, and we have to understand this because in next verse 3.39, in the purport, Prabhupada is saying that this material world is Maithuna God.
No.
So this human being's intelligence is overpowered by the lust in such a way that his constitutional position or the real knowledge, the transcendental knowledge that he is the part and parcel of Krishna, it is covered over. It is covered over. It is covered over by the lust. Poonam Mataji, your audio is on. You tell Pragya Mataji, you tell her to turn off your audio. So, what what I was telling?
Told you about lust.
Yeah. So all the living entities, 84 lakh species, how they are in the spell of, under the spell of the material nature, and the biggest weapon of material nature is the lust, the cupid. This is the cause of our suffering. So we need to understand more and more about this, so that we can know how to tackle, how to control, how to use it in Krishna's service, or how to spiritualize it, you can say, how to spiritualize it. So there are many things to learn about this. Another thing is that if time permits, or if we have time, I have I have planning to to conduct some special sessions. Suppose these are the regular classes going on related to your Bhagavad Gita. But interval years within 1 week or Sunday or Tuesday, any one day, special class must be there. Special class on special topic, specific topic. Suppose in Vaishnava, Sadhu Sangh or Vaishnava Seva or offenses or how to, improve in chanting or how to develop taste in chanting or how to control this anger. So these are the stumbling blocks in our sadhanas. So we need to also focus or we need to also know about this in detail way. So I think we should go for the special classes also once in a week. So it will, so far as those who are very, serious devotees, we can meet together and we can share ourselves. So whether it is morning, Sunday morning, all of you are free. Sunday morning, all of you are free Sunday morning.
Yes,
Huh?
Prabhuji.
Sunday morning we can meet.
Yes,
Sunday morning.
Prabhuji.
So
Yes,
Sunday
Prabhuji.
morning from 8 o'clock we can have a special class on special topic. So this Sunday maybe on this topic I was preparing for this. There are many materials regarding this. So how can make it change into a transform into Ojas power, or how to spiritualize it, how to tackle it. This is the most important factor to know about. So anyway, so next Sunday we'll discuss about this, no? From 8 o'clock. From 8 o'clock to whatever the time you have. Because Sunday all of you are free, I hope. So let's begin then. Drumena vriyate vanne yathadarshumaleena cha yatholvena vrite garbhas tathate nidamavritam. So dhumena vriyate vanne. So dhum means this smoke. Vriyate vanne. This fire is covered by this smoke. Fire is covered by this smoke. Likewise, the fire is actually, this is an analogy Krishna has used. The fire is the symbol of knowledge. The human knowledge or human transcendental knowledge has been covered by the smoke of lust. Lust covers it. And that's why it doesn't reveal in our heart. So actually lust has enveloped us in such a way that the transcendental knowledge is not revealing before us. So the smoke is compared to the lust, and the fire is compared to our knowledge of our own self. So dhrumena briyate vanir yatha darsho malena cha. Yatha darsho. Darsho means this mirror. You have to see the mirror. So the mirror is covered by the dust. It is little bit intense, you can say. So there are layers after layers. The dust is covered over, and it is very difficult to remove it. So, in human species, or after getting a human body, it is very easy to kindle the spiritual spark in us. Try to understand very clearly, very important what it is. So this spiritual spark is easy to awaken in human life. Just as if one blows into the fire, then the smoke gets removed and the spark of fire gets ablazed. It is very easy to get kindle the fire. It is very easy to kindle the fire because the fire is there, but it's covered over by the smoke. So you need to blow it. Just little blow is sufficient to kindle the fire. And that's what it is compared, that this analogy, that's this covering of smoke over the fire, This symbolizes the human life. This after thousands and thousands uh, taking birth, or millions, traveling or transferring into and getting into thousands of bodies, we have got this chance, golden chance to practice bhakti in this human life. So we have to just take little effort. Whatever chance we are getting now, devotee association, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, just you have to follow the principle, four regulative principles in 16 rounds. So very easy, Prabhupada has given us. But if you miss the chance, then you have to glide down into other stage. What is the other stage? Banhir yatha darsho malenacha. So just as the mirror is covered over by the dust, layers of dust, it is very difficult to remove it. You need to wash it. You need to scrub it. You have to do hard labor it. You have to hard labor to remove it. So as compared to the human species, that's why this stage is called the animals or bird species. The consciousness is more covered over here by the lust. Actually, the dust is compared to the lust, and mirror is compared to knowledge, because mirror never lies. It speaks the truth. So mirror, the way you see your face through the mirror, the chitta, the consciousness, the chitta, cheto darpana marjan. Chitta means the surface of our consciousness. In the consciousness, it is revealed. The constitutional pollution, it gets rebuilt when you perform devotional services, and all the impurity gets cleansed. At that time, automatically the sun or the son of knowledge, that the real identity of the soul gets revealed in the consciousness. So the consciousness is covered over by the layers of dust, and that dust is kama karma bija. Or kama karma bija, it says. And in this analogy, it is compared to this stage is called the animal and bird species. In animal and bird species, they cannot chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It is a little covered over. But the worst one is that it is compared to the baby in the womb. It is helpless, very helpless condition. Many worms and insects bites it, and it cries, it suffers for 9 months. In that condition, all this process, nothing works there. It is purely helpless condition. And the baby has to wait for 9 months to come out of the womb, and after that only something happens. So if one glides down to the animal species of life, then he has to wait for what? The human body. As long as he is in the lower species of life, there is no chance of liberation. There is no chance of this Krishna consciousness being awakening this Krishna consciousness. So that's why this is the golden chance we are getting. So Brahmande Brahmite Kyu Bhagyavan Jeev. So Brahmande Brahmite Kyu Bhagyavan Jeev. We are these are the fortunate man who has got this golden chance after wandering the thousands of universe after universe, and we have got this chance of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra here. So you should not miss it. So Prabhupada said the Krishna conscious movement this process is so simple that you can miss it. So you should not miss it. So the smoke, this is human life, the human species, and it is easily you can awaken this Krishna conscious by practicing the Navada Bhakti. The wind is compared to the hearing and chanting. Wind is compared to the hearing and chanting. This is the Navada Bhakti, preliminary steps of Navada Bhakti. By constant hearing and chanting, we can just awaken the Krishna conscious within us. But in other stages, just like your Yathardarsho Malenacha, in the mirror stage, it is little more covered over, and in that it is compared to the animal species of life. And the stages of that is Yathor Alvena Rute Grahast Tene Damrutam Tenat Amabrutam. So the lust, covered this knowledge more, or you can say in such a way that the jiva, is very helpless in that state. So he has to wait for the right time. Which is the right time? This is the mm, human body. That's why even the demigods also mm, hankers for getting a human body. So the very golden chance, we should not miss it. We should not miss it. Very golden chance. So what is the theme of this? Last cover the living entity in 3 different degrees of covering. Fire covered by smoke. So fire is the knowledge and smoke is the lust. Mirror covered by the lust and embryo covered by the womb. These are the theme of this verse. And comparison of 3 levels of covering. Smoke by fire, beginning of Krishna consciousness. Actually, this is so we can really awaken our Krishna consciousness by just blowing into it, that are taking the process of Namada Bhakti, hearing and chanting very seriously. Another one, mirror and dust, cleansing by spiritual method. Actually, you can this is quite in this purport. This is quite confusing, consciousness of birds and beast. But you can say if you see the what is it? Sikshastakam of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. So those who are in the mode of ignorance, you can say, those who are the man who is in the mode of ignorance, I think his consciousness is compared to this one. This is mirror and dust, cleansing by spiritual methods. But it needs more effort. It needs constant chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra with determination, just like Dhruv Maharaj. So if one continuously chant or take the shelter of Hare Krishna Mahamantra and he start cleansing the dirt within the consciousness, then one day that right time comes and our Krishna consciousness get awakened. But embryo and womb, it is hopeless condition. So that's why we should not be careless. Whatever the chance we are getting now, we should not be very careless. We have to strictly follow the principle. Another category of comparison, smoke, fire, consciousness of the human beings, mirror and dust, consciousness of the birds and beasts, and embryo and womb, helpless like trees. That's what I'm saying. Trees is the lowest, degrading, most degrading species, you can say, where there is no hope for the another was there, another one is Sankuchit, another one is Sankuchit and Mukulit, and 3 types of consciousness. These are the 3 types of consciousness. First one is Mukulit, that is smoke and fire. Another one is Prasputit side. Notes from this. Achhadit, so covered over. Achhadit, Sankuchit, and Mukulit. Mukulit one is quite developed one, and Achhadit is fully covered over. Sankuchit means it has been half covered, just like the mirror and dust. There is a chance too. Here there is a chance. So this is the main thing here. But there 39. Avritam jnanamaya tenam jnanino nityavairina kamarupena kuntiya duspurina lena cha. Very important part, this is also. Avritam jnanamaya tena jnanino nityavairina. So here, avritam jnanamayatena, the person who is in the knowledge, his consciousness, the knowledge is covered over by the lust. And that's why it is called Nitya Varina. Nitya by the eternal enemy of lust. Eternally enemy, actually lust is eternal enemy for the Jnani. Why? Yesterday also I was talking about that. Why the lust is considered to be the eternal enemy of the Jnani? Lust is enemy for everybody else. Because lust is the cause of our suffering. Lust actually cheats us because of its flickering pleasure and the temporariness. It gives a thrill for 2 minutes, but it degrades our consciousness and makes us forgetful about the scripture, knowledge of our duty, discrimination, everything else. It's divorce. Lust is compared to that Ajagar. The Ajagar devours the whole animal and he takes the animal into his belly and crosses it. Like that, the lust actually devours everything. The good qualities, whatever good quality you have, completely devours it, just like Ajagar. So, Amrutam Jnanam etin. So for the Jnani, it is just like, it is eternal enemy for them. Why it is considered to be eternal enemy for them? For only Jnani, why not for others? Because it is irrespective to Jnani or condition. Because lust is lust for everybody else. It is not that for condition, so lust becomes, prem or love for them. No, lust is lust for everybody else. He never chooses selectively. For all and every living entity, starting from Brahma to An, the Cupid shoots his arrow of lust into everybody's heart. So why this lust is considered to be the eternal enemy for Jnani alone? Why? Who can say? Yesterday only I told you. If you have remembered, then say. Say. Who will say? Pragya, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, Jnani is on the path of Krishna consciousness. That's why lust attacks on Jnani, because he is on the right path. And other material, if someone is material, he's already in Maya. And Jnani person is doing good. That's why lust especially attacks on Jnani.
No, he attacks on everybody else. He attacks on everybody else. But the Jnani takes it as his own enemy. He takes it as his own enemy. So lust attacks on everybody else. But for conditioned soul, those who engage in sense gratification, actually they take it as their own friend. They don't refrain their senses. Rather, they engage it in more in lustful things. So for material people, it is just like they don't care because they don't know how to restrain their senses. They don't have such kind of discrimination whether it is good or bad because they're conditioned soul. They listen to the dictates of the mind. They never use their conscience. They have no discrimination. But the Jnani, who knows which is good path, which is the right path, which is the wrong path, and he actually, he gives effort to control his senses. He employs energy, he put his energy to control his senses. He knows that, and he is very careful enough to avoid such kind of allurements, such kind of, he withdraw his senses, not to be so much engaged in sense object, and is very careful about not to be so much open to sense gratification. He avoids sense gratification. Actually, he thinks that lust is the only one enemy who is obstructing me from Krishna. That's why it is very, that's why it is enemy for the knowledgeous person or the devotee, because he knows that sense gratification is the only cause of my suffering. But the conditioned soul, they never know it. Rather, they think that sense gratification is our very nature. It's our nature. It's the need of the body, they say. And God has created for this only. They never discriminate it. It's a normal thing for them. But the jnani, they toil very hard only to control this, only to tame it, only to, only to go beyond it. That's what is enemy for them. Get the point? Yeah. That's why there's any for them. And for conditioned soul, friend for them. So it is just like a fire. Yeah, it's just like a fire. तो अप्रुतम ज्ञान में थे ना ज्ञान नृत्य बन काम रूपेण कौन थे दुष्पेरिण नले नच दुष्पेरिण नले नच nale means what is duspir, never to be satisfied, anala by the fire. Here previously in the previous verse we see that the knowledge is compared to fire. The knowledge is compared to the fire, and here the lust is compared to the fire. Lust is compared to the fire. So fire has two functions. If you use it regulatively, suppose take for your gas cylinder. Without regulator, if you use the gas cylinder, it will have a disaster. It will create disaster. You should ablaze the whole house. You will not use it without regulator. Just like the reservoir of water. Without dam, the river will overflow or submerge the whole villages. But they put all the water in the dam so that it can be used for constructive purposes. So regulation is most important in our life. So if fire is also like that, if fire is used in regulative way, then by using our fire, we are cooking many things. We are doing. Fire is the most important energy, the primal energy this is. And sun is the reservoir of all energy. And without fire, there is no existence of sun. Fire is light. So fire, this kama, this lust is also compared to fire. So when kama plus, when the fire plus lust, it will become the fire plus lust. What it will be? Kamagni. Agni plus kama, kamagni. Kamagni also destroys everything. It burns you out. It burns everything else. Whatever good, bad, everything devours. Completely destroyed. Destroy what? Destroy our knowledge of our own self, knowledge of the scriptures, destroy the good qualities, destroys whatever good in us, it destroys everything. Determination, everything. And the jnana also, the knowledge also fire. What it burns? It also burns. It burns what? The contamination, the sinful reaction, the sinful activities, burns the material bondage and frees from this material body. Both are fire, that's why. So how to use it depends on us. Abrutam jnana metan. That's why for the jnana, it actually it's just like an eternal enemy because it covers. Kama rupana kauntaya duspirana manale nacha. Kama rupana, in the form of lust, O son of Kunti, duspirana, never to be satisfied. People say that after indulging ourselves in sense gratification, one day will come, then one day we'll say no to all sense gratification. No, one day dispassion will, dispassion will occur in our heart. One day we'll say no to it. eat in such a way after 30, 40, how much can you eat? One day you will say, no, Vairagya will be there in us one day. No, that one day will never come in our life, because it says that lust can never be satisfied. Take for example in Bhagavatam, Jajati Maharaj enjoyed more than 1,000 years. He was not satisfied that he took the all of his years of his younger son. He begged for his youth period. He begged the youth period of his son, younger son, and the younger son, donated or gave his own youth period as a gift to his own father, and he used it for sense gratification. Still, he was not satisfied, and he declared that just as the ghee is poured in the fire, the moment it is poured out, it gets ablaze and ablaze more and more. It never gets satiated, never get extinguished. Rather, it increases more and more. Just like that, only the lust also. The lust never gets satisfied. So how to curb it into love? That is the secret. Lust is there in us, and it will never, you can never delete it. Rather, you have to change it or channelize it or spiritualize into love. As you discussed in the last verses, what the perverted form of love love turns into lust. So there is no lust in the spiritual world. So how this gets perverted? When you use that love in our for our own self. Actually, love is the only one thing that is to offer at the lotus feet of Krishna. But that love is actually misused. That love is misused. It is used in our own or for our own sense gratification. Then it becomes lust. So that lust again we have to reverse it, or how to change it, how to transform into love. That is a process. That process is there in other verses. Okay, we have discussed 2 verses. Let's read the purports here. What is the purports Prabhupada says? So characteristic covers the living entity's pure consciousness. Lost is never satisfied. Never satisfied like fire, which is never satisfied. Constant supply of fuel. Manusmriti. Manusmriti says, it will go on pouring ghee or fuel on the fire. Naturally, it has the tendency to go, it will grow more and more, never diminish, it will be never minimized. So material world is just like the shackles of sex life, Maithunagara. Very important, this one. You have to always remember this. This whole world is just like a Maithunagara. All living entities, and his mind is focused always to gratify his senses. This section reveals reveals a very great secret. You have to more contemplate on that, so that we can get rid of this great cycle, actually. Turning point of our life. Material world is like cycles of sex life, Mathinagara. This is the punishment for living entities, disobedient to the laws of God. We rebelled against the God of the law of our father. That's why, and we wanted to gratify our senses. That's why he has created this material world, which is called Maithunagara. Want to gratify our senses? Then go on and gratify senses for life, lives together. Whole life you do it, and you degrade your consciousness. Will never come back if you are engaged in such kind of activities, because it kills our, and covers our knowledge, devours everything, just like Ajagal. Last symbol of ignorance, actually. This is the punishment for living entities disobedient to the law of God. Last symbolizes ignorance, because advancement of material civilization on the basis of sense gratification. Advancement of material civilization on the basis of sense gratification means increasing the duration of the material existence. We want to, have a good facility. And why we increase our facility? Because we think that this is the place where we want to settle down forever. That's why. That's why you increase the duration of the material existence. So-called happiness from sense gratification is the ultimate enemy of the sense enjoyer. Actually, this is not enjoyment. This is so-called happiness. So-called happiness. Outwardly sugar-coated ball, but inside there is nothing. Outwardly it looks very fascinating to our eyes and senses. But the more you go nearer to it, the more you are frustrated. It will never come to your hand. That's how we feel it. That's how we experience it. Everybody has its own same experience. But still, the slumber is so deep that actually we never gets awakened unless the mental nature slaps us, pinches, kicks us. Till the time we have to just carry the orders of the mental nature. So this is the purport. This purport is very strong. You have to go through this purport again and then contemplate on that. So next 40 number verse we will read in the next class. If you have any questions, then you can ask. Otherwise, you'll stop here and then we'll go to the next verse. Okay. Yeah. Anything else? Something?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Explain the 3 types of consciousness again.
So this last verse, this one, Abhritam Jnanam, this one. So dhume na briyate bandhir. यथा दर्शो मलेन च यथोल्वेनावृते गर्भस् तथा तेन द्रावतम. धूमेना ब्रियते वह्निः. Just as the fire is covered by the smoke. The smoke is compared to the lust, and the fire is compared to the knowledge. So the knowledge, the constitutional position of the living entity, that he is the part and parcel of Krishna, this knowledge is covered over by the lust. But in such a way it has been covered over that just a little blow, if you just blow on it, just a little effort of hearing and chanting, it awakens our constitutional position. Just like if you just blow on it, the fire, the smoke will be removed and fire gets ablaze. Like that, the process of blowing is the process, taking the process of hearing and chanting seriously. This can be happen in the human stages of life. And another stage is that the mirror and the covering dust, and on the surface of the mirror, the layers of dust are covered over. So that stages is called the birds and human space of life. And also you can say in the man who is in the mode of passion, ignorance. So it needs a little effort to erase the dust. You need to brush it. You need to scrub it. You need to do hard lever on it. Lever it. You have to put hard effort. Just erase that layers of the dust. And it requires lot of chanting, constant chanting, continuous chanting, and with determination. It will go on practicing day and night. Then it also, there is a hope of erasing such kind of impurities in our heart, and the consciousness will again purified, and now we can just see ourselves face to face. Cheto Darpana Marjana. Cheto is the chitta, consciousness. In that consciousness, when it is purified, the soul, we get the real knowledge that we are the self, we are the pure self, and part and parcel of Krishna. And another stage is just as the baby is put into the womb of mother, and it's helplessly the baby is waiting for to come out of the womb. Until the time he is in the womb, he is in helpless condition. He cannot do anything else, and this is a very painful situation. And this condition is compared to the condition of the trees. their consciousness is so much covered in such a way that there is no chance of getting their Krishna consciousness awakened. They never chant, they never take the process or devotional service, Navada Bhakti, because their species is so much degrading or covered over. So the point is that in our human social life, it's a golden chance for us to take this process very seriously. If you're careless enough and just let it go and think that one day will come or after 70 will take this process seriously, then there will be we are just missing this chance, and our consciousness will be covered over by the lust in such a way that in our other spaces or in next lifetime, what will be our consequences or in which body will be put in, nobody can say. Nobody can say. It's a very golden opportunity we are having, and we are getting the association of the devotees, taking the Krishna conscious courses. Anyhow, somehow or other, we have come or taken this process, so we should not miss it, and should take the process seriously, so that such times should not come in our life where uh, where we'll just possibly put into such situation where there is no methods will work out. No methods will work out. Just we have to wait for the right time, and that right time may come after millions and millions of spaces, lifetime, millions of millions lifetime. So this is the golden chance. That's what in the 3.32, 38, three types of three types of stages has been mentioned here. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Hare Krishna. So the time tomorrow, day after tomorrow we'll discuss the next one. And I am thinking of the next Sunday, if it is possible, 8 to 9 or 9:30, we'll discuss the stages or how it works in our life and how to control it or how to spiritualize it. So I am working on that and making many notes on it, so that I can share it actually for my benefit. I'm telling, so that you can also take the benefit of this one, so that we can practicalize in our own life, because it's an issue for everybody else. Each and every living entity is struggling to uh, control this greatest enemy. This is the greatest enemy. So you have to empower with such kind of weapons to fight against this greatest enemy. So so we need to take the help of knowledge, transcendental knowledge given by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is so merciful that he has revealed such kind of secret to us, so that it will be very easy for us to know who is the enemy. We don't know who is the enemy, to whom it will fight. So after getting to know who is the enemy and how to fight, he also said mercifully that how to fight it. So merciful. So we should take this advantage. It will never come back in our life again. So, okay, Hare Krishna. It's already time. Many calls are coming. Don't know why at this time. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Krishna. I feel to stop recording.